niggas know I be politicking, leave a data, politicking, leave a hater in the dirt. Where's man? I forgot it. But anyway, Jacob Ubabaka Duduzani, he's back. He's speaking to Eyewitness News, and they're chopping it up pretty much. They're chopping it up. You know, he's here. His party got 14%. He's got some seats in the parliament. So he's a top dog right now. He's really a top dog. I think the only winner that came out of these elections, if we're keeping it a beam, is definitely the MK party, Jacob Zuma, because he showed his strength. He pulled his ass, my nigga, to come with a party that's less than 2 years old, less than a year and a half old, my nigga, to come and get 14%, more than fucking Julius Malemo, who came with this 9 point what, a whole 10-year-old party versus a whole 2-year-old party, and the nigga got 5% more than you, bruh. That's embarrassing. Sorry. So yeah, so we're gonna definitely be hearing a lot from him, because the whole thing is this government of nation unity, blah, 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 blah. Niggas want to govern all together. Everyone, this one must get a slice, piece. Just sounds like a mess, to be honest. It really sounds like a mess. I'm not for it. I don't know how it works. I'm going to do another video so we can both understand how this government of nation is going to work. But just from what I was hearing, it sounds like it's not going to work, because the niggas already did that before. They did it in 1994 when they first got power. They tried the whole government of nation state, and it didn't work. They disassembled it within 2 years. So do we really want to waste another 2 years trying this thing again when we know it most likely might not work? Because imagine a government with all these parties in it. Like, yo, no, man, sounds like a mess. Anyway, but yeah, we're talking about Jay-Z for now, and he's sitting with Eyewitness News. They're chopping it up. Nothing too specific. I just found a good part where they're talking about the ANC. And they're asking me about the ANC. So we're going to take it from there.
But let's speak about it. So you felt that the leadership derailed away from the vision of what the National Democratic Revolution is, that where the ANC got lost. When did you realize that the leadership of the ANC has derailed from the vision? After you were done? While you were still president?
As soon as no. When I was the president, it was not delayed. It was not delayed.
So after 2017,
I was removed before I finished my terms. Specifically because I was moving to the direction that ANC was established for. I was removed.
As head of state or as ANC president?
As a head of state.
So that's 2018. And I think you've had this conversation with Zianda from Newsroom about you being removed, about former President Thabo Mbeki. I want to come back to the part where you say it was derailed and you attempted to speak to the leadership of the ANC and you ignored. Is that it?
Absolutely. I was. It ended up with me even moving away from attending the meetings where I was in terms of our agreement.
An ex officio.
An ex officio.
Last year, we made a commitment.
Because I realized that if I stay there, all the wrong things that were happening, I will also be blamed. Why were you there? Because I did not want to say to people, do this and become like a hardy to them. So I gave them an opportunity. But they continued until the point where it became impossible. I went into the last conference, not as a former president of the ANC. I went there as a member of my own branch from here, because I wanted to argue things. I was prevented, I could not do so. And I had no alternative. I took a decision. This organization is no longer the organization I know. That's why I call it Ramaphosa ANC.
We'll get to the Ramaphosa.
Damn! He calling it Rams. He calling it Rams. He's saying, so he's pretty much blaming Ramaphosa. You know, he's saying since Ramaphosa came into power, that's when the ANC was the one that, which, I mean, we're not entirely sure about that. I don't think, because let's be honest, even in Zuma's term, niggas were still heartful with the ANC. It's not like people suddenly became heartful with the ANC when Ramaphosa came into power. That's false. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a being. Even when Zuma was in power, people were still heartful of the ANC. In fact, that's when the heartfulness started. It was when Zuma was in power and Zuma was president, and he was the one that was leading, because it was all the corruption that was going on, the Gupta shit, the whole thing, even the load shedding. The load shedding is bad now, but it doesn't start now. You know what I mean? You can't just blame Cyril and you want to give Cyril all the blame for the shit that he inherited. He inherited the fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like if you give a nigga a phone, let's say you give someone a phone, and then the phone doesn't make calls, it can't send messages, then you give him the phone, and then you start shouting at the person, how come you never answer your phone? But like, my nigga, you're the one who gave me this fucked up phone. You know what I mean? So we can't be out here putting all the blame on Cyril. Yes, definitely he's exuberated and exacerbated the fucked up state that it was in. but he wasn't the one who created it. Let's be honest. Zuma also had a hand in fucking up a lot of the shit that's going on in the company, the country, the ESCOM shit, you know, the whole lotion shit. So let's not just pin everything on Cupcake. That's not fair, you know what I mean? Definitely he has his part to play, but Zuma must also accept that when he was in power, there were still people that were not happy with him.
So it was when you left Nazareth 2.0 in 2022 that you knew you needed to start a different organization outside of the ANC.
No. Not at that time when I was up there. The last conference of the ANC, the very last.
The Nazareth, Nazareth 2.0.
The second
in 2022, yes, the second Nazareth.
Yeah.
So when you left there, were you a branch? I remember you were in the crowd with the KZN delegates as a branch member. So it was at that conference when you walked out and you said, I need to do something about the ANC from outside.
Not when I was there. Much as many things were going wrong, but I was ready to debate. And I was not given a chance to debate in the plenary. And then I was directed that I must debate whatever I wanted to debate in the commission. I went there reluctant because I thought this was not right. But I debated my issues there. Those issues, when the reports were given, nothing was mentioned of serious issues that I raised. In fact, the ANC did something that it has never done since 1912. To say in a conference, we are postponing the conference. We'll come next time, next conference to finish off, which deprived me of the debate that I had made in the commission, which I wanted it to be discussed in the conference. And that thing that they will be debate, there was never any conference thereafter. What was there called a conference with different meetings held at the same time in different places, the National Executive Committee and the provinces. That is not a conference. And even then, we're not allowed even to debate then. And it was clear to me that this ANC is indeed something else. That's when I took a decision to say this organization, firstly, as a result of its behavior, the people were telling us they're not going to vote for us as long as we have Cyril Ramaphosa as a president. So it was an open thing. I could not allow that. That's why I took a decision that I'm not going to vote for them, but I'm not going to leave politics. And I must find a way how to stop the ANC from the direction it is taking.
But there were people with
And so he decided to make his own party. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the interview. There's obviously a lot more going on. You guys will go and watch the rest of it. And yeah, he's chopping it up. He's saying a lot. He's, you know, old-fashioned Zuma way. He's very articulate. He knows what he's talking about. You know, his mind is there. So it's interesting. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Let's move on.
Bust, I told that baby go. Bust.
So we're gonna watch